So this will be about Jennifer Lopez, or J-Lo, call her whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Um, I'm going to start with the point where I can remember first, and then move forward to where I wake up. So, now this might not make sense, because she doesn't show up until closer to the end, so stick with me. It is a Jennifer Lopez dream, if you will. So, I'm observing. Observing? Observe. I'm observing. Overlooking? I don't know how do you say that. It's not me in the dream. Yet. I'm overlooking it. And there's this, I want to say teenage girl walking west with her father, and it's like through, there's hills on to the north, hills to the south, and they're walking west from the east, and she looks over this direction, which would be northeast, and sees what looks like smoke, like a fire maybe, and then it looks like a dark cloud, and it starts to look like a tornado's forming, and she's like, look, Dad, a tornado. No, look, it's fire. No, it's a tornado. And then it hits them that the whole hill is not burning. It's birds. There's like thousands and thousands of birds, probably like half a mile away, and they are, it almost looks like they're forming a tornado. And then they start to get closer and closer. And she's like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And her father's like, holy shit, watch out. Because they come in like this humongous swarm. The whole hill lifts up with these birds and just flies right over them. Skipping up the trail a little bit, he starts to get weird. I think he kisses her or something. He kisses his daughter awkwardly. You know, like in those movies where it's wrong. Like he's abusing sexually his daughter maybe, but just like being all kissy and weird. I had that sort of vibe from that part of the dream, because by the time they get to the end of the trail, he was telling her, don't tell anybody about that or something. And then it jumps to where we're at this like apartment. Now here's where the weird part is, because over the decades, I've had so many dreams at this particular apartment that I used to live in, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm supposed to own it in the future. Who knows? But we get there, and then I'm in the picture. There is cans, and there's this lady at the picnic table outside in the front, on the west side of the house. And my gut's grumbling. Ignore that. I will eat breakfast soon. I have to get this dream beyond its vivid. And anyways, I hand these cans. I think they're in a box or a bag, and I hand them to this girl. I don't know if it's the same one, but I'm gonna say it is just cause. And I think she's pregnant, but she's walking in, and one drops on the floor as I follow her, and I say, hey, genius, you dropped one. And so I pick it up and put it in the box or bag. I can't remember which one it is. I think the box is next to her. So as she's like cleaning them, she's facing in a sink facing east. I think it's a kitchen or a back room or something of the apartment. And I pick one up because she dropped one. And as I said, you dropped one, genius, she started to cry or something. So I was like, oh, come on, I was kidding. So I hug her. And I noticed that her neck is really thick for some reason. It's very weird that that is a thing that I would remember. But it's like really wide and thick-necked. And say I'm sorry or just kidding or something, and put the can in the box, and she cleans them. I think she's cleaning them out of a bag and putting the clean ones into the box, which is awesome. And then it fast forwards, and I'm in the living room at a long table, which, by the way, is still with me in this house. So, we're sitting in the living room, which does exist in this apartment I used to live in. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting on the ground, this table, and there's the old L couch, which hasn't existed for like 20 years. But the old couch, and you'll never guess who comes in with a guitar. J-Lo. And for some reason she's playing the guitar, trying to figure it out, and she's starting to try and write a song. Now, I'll tell you right now, I hate the song because it's stuck like glue. I don't know, I can't even remember who sings it, but I hate the group. There's no reason why I hate them, I hate them. And so she's playing, and stops, and looks at me, and then she starts playing it again, and I'm like, I think it's because of the face I was making. Like, is that Jennifer Lopez playing a country song or something? And then she starts playing again, and she's like, dun 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 dun, stuck like glue. And I'm like, Jennifer Lopez? Or something? Now, here's the thing. She looked younger. Like, I would say pre-In Living Color dancer. You know, she used to be on In Living Color as one of the dancers for like a season or something. And it was like she wore goth back then. But this time she didn't. It's like she looks now like when she did the movie Selena. I would say slightly around that age and that look. Maybe not dark hair. I think it was a little more lighter colored. But yeah, she was on a guitar on the couch in the old apartment singing Stuck Like Glue. Like it was hers, you know what I mean? And it was very nice and it was very good. But, I just don't understand why I remember every detail about that particular dream. But, hey, I haven't had a celebrity dream in a long time, so it was kind of cool that I could remember it. So I thought I'd share it. Birds, cans, weirdness, music, and for some reason that old apartment just is always in my dreams. I have to own it someday. If I ever win the lottery, I'm buying it and kicking everybody out. Okay, before the can part, I totally forgot that I was outside. And before I walked in there, she disappeared with the cans after I gave them to her. And then I feel like after that thing, I left the kitchen out the west door. And it's kind of mixed up, but there was a pot of, like a square potter for plants. And there was a little water in there and a little dirt and a little plant. Like someone had knocked it over and just put it in there so it wouldn't die with a little water. But there was another chunk of plant on like the steps. And in my mind, I was like, who the knocked my plant over? I'm gonna kill them. And so I think I repotted this plant. And I think by then it was raining or something. So I don't know if I wanted to just add this part, but I felt it important to have every detail of a dream, and I don't know how I forgot that part until like I was done recording, so I figured we'll just tack it on the end. But yeah, I wanted every detail of a dream recorded, so